So I'll be discussing a few minutes on that, how we can know about the crop productivities and what are the broad methods of doing it. Next, please. So here I want to simply emphasize that if you have to look over agriculture from a farm or a India or the globe level, obviously surveys will have some limitation, and if you have to do quick surveys, satellite plays the important role, and it's a proven technology. I'll be talking about the ways by which we do. Next, please. In fact, in India, if we talk about from ancient time, any good kingdom, any good king would like to have that knowledge for land revenue systems, and it goes back to Mauryan era, where Chanakya Niti talks about the Arthashastra. Even it goes back to Mughal era. Whatever the land survey system we have, what are the maps we have, they belong to Todarmal Bandobast. Even that the terminology or the concepts are used today. But in the modern Indian sense, this particular surveying or sampling or census is done by the method given by Professor P.C. Mahalanobis, and in fact in modern days it is how the ISRO and the technology is taking over from and making it modern. Next, please. So first, broadly, I will be talking about some basics of remote sensing for the student purposes, and then I'll go to how we estimate the area or identify area, and how we estimate the yields, and then I'll be talking about a case study of Punjab, where how things are changing and satellites are able to monitor, and the different aspects of policy and the observations, and then obviously some future plan. Next, please. So at moment, this technology is quite proven globally as well as from India. We have many satellites already orbiting over Earth, and we have a surveillance system which can measure the sub-meter resolution pictures. You can see a farm, even a field if required, and we see regional pictures. We can see the India as a whole or globe as a whole. So this instrumentation called Cartosat, LIS4, LIS3, wide field sensors. So they are there existing. Depending on the kind of application and scale, we use them. We take those pictures and get those information. Next, please. This is one small example. To get those information, obviously you have to know their spectral signature. When we say signature means how its lambda-wise reflectance changes. You can see from a airborne system, different fields, you get different signatures, and their signatures are unique to the particular crop. And once you know them, once you know through a ground truth and train them, that becomes an automatic way, fly a system, either airborne or satellite. You have those knowledge how a spectrum of particular crop does, and then you are able to know them. That's the basic principle. Next, please. This picture I have just kept for the how Pantnagar looks. This Pantnagar University, this DV Pant University looks from the satellite images. The top one picture is a single date FCC taken 15 days back. Even 31st January I took a picture. You can see those forms there in red color. Red color gives the green. Green is represented as red color in our remote sensing terminology. We call FCC. You can see various fields and you can know where crops is sown and not sown. But the type of crop, when we want to know, it becomes slightly difficult when you say a single date image. The next picture you see so many colors. What I did, nothing. Only I used 3 dates of the season. I took some November, December, and the current January, and you start seeing various shades of the color. That starts telling me where is which crop. And depending on the DVI values, even I can know the vigor of the crop. Just I prepared for the student, the technology has become so easy. I have nothing to do it, simply went on the net and did so quickly. So things have matured. It can be done for any part of the globe, any part of India, depending on where our interest lies. Next, please. But in general, remote sensing or satellites can give you a lot of information about the area, the production, the drought, the cropping system, even soil properties and pest diseases, which is all required when you have to worry about your food security, because in all aspects we found from the earlier speaker, they were talking, we need to know them, where are the losses, where are the pests, how our crops are going, how much it is there. So these are the basic aspects. This is broad. Next, please. As far as since this is an important aspect, globally people were worrying about it and made a lot of programs. In fact, it started in 1971, we called corn blight watch experiment. India was also doing similar experiment at the time from airborne. But after the launch of first satellite, that is called Landsat satellite, in 72, the American carried out a global inventory called Large Area Crop Inventory, LACI. And there onwards, various experimentation and missions, programs are existing. India took also part into it, and we had various programs. One program is called FASL, which still continues. So left one is the past one, and the right you can find the US, the ESA, the European people, the China, they have this surveillance system. Every month you can see them, how the world crop prospects are changing. And one of the, I'm not reading all of them, one of the very good program is called GeoGlam, which is a consortium of all the nations in the country and being backed by the United Nations. Next, please. Our program was called FASL, in which we use the land information surveys knowledge, we use the satellite data, we use the meteorology together, and all this knowledge are used in coming out with the information of the crop area, production, and its growing environment. In fact, Professor Ajit Nayan was doing PhD on one of this problem in that program in long back, 2 decades back, and we were together in Space Application Center. Next, please. This program, in fact, nationally does 8 crops regularly. In fact, they are doing more crops than that experimentally. But 8 crops, you can see spanning whole India. Every year you can know. Before the crop is harvested, this kind of analysis is done to know those forecasts. And these are important inputs in taking decisions of export, import, and many things in policy making. Next, please. The method behind is that when you have to deal whole India, suppose I want to know the area of a crop,